Well, we're working on the final parts of brick. So I want to submit this to the Costa Mesa Art Venture. The application deadline is July 13th. So I have a couple weeks. Notice here it says for sculpture, presentation and display of artwork. Work must be well put together, no loose, fragile, or sharp pieces that can easily break or are unsafe. So mounting this to this base has been my biggest obstacle here so far. Artists are required to bring their own plinth, which I found out that's what this is, a plinth or pedestal for each artwork. Maximum base size is 30 inches by 30. We're good. Weight limit 100 pounds. I think we're good on that too. So originally I thought, and I still think it's a good idea, that if it's elevated, it has a better look, like it's floating there. So I was trying to figure out how would I mount that to the plinth so it would be elevated. So these aren't going to work because it's too wobbly. This has some weight to it. And then I thought, well, what about some sort of a piece of metal or something? These are my new Annika Niles drumsticks. But if I had a piece of metal or wood that was this size, and I was able to mount it to that, and then this would look pretty good. I haven't been able to find one. So I decided that it's not bad sitting directly on the plinth. So I'm just going to go with that and not worry about making it look like it's hovering. I think if I do, no matter what I use, it makes it more, what's it say? It's not as well put together. It's more loose and fragile that I think it could break off of whatever it's mounted to. So we're going to go with just putting it directly on the plinth. And the plaque has come in. So we got the plaque, which is 8 inches wide, just like the brick, and it's going to be mounted here. So everything's going to need to be centered and visually, you know, what looks best. The same amount of space here is here, but we can't have this amount of space here and here because the brick won't allow for it. So what's going on back here is the same space as what's on the sides. So we're going to go something like this. And then it did come with screws are in here. Good, there's 4, not 3. Okay, 4 gold screws. Brick by l.hunt. So this is the presentation here. This 3-dimensional sculpted painting presents a single brick as more than a fragment of construction. It becomes a witness, a survivor, and a quiet storyteller. The work reflects on the contradiction between how people honor grand buildings, sacred halls, and refined craftsmanship, while often ignoring the humble materials that make them possible. By focusing attention on this single brick, the piece invites viewers to reflect on the unseen foundations that support beauty, progress, and human accomplishment. So we're going to mount that there. And then, so the biggest, as I said, the biggest obstacle here was how should this be mounted securely to the plinth? Well, I've got this Sure Bond adhesive the strongest 2000 psi tensile strength. It says it's an adhesive sealant that gives a strong bond with an incredible number of substrates, including fiberglass, brick, wood, glass, cement, metal, etc. Forms a waterproof and impact-resistant bond for professional and industrial use only. For use in various industries such as automotive, construction, manufacturing, safety surfaces, correctional facilities, behavioral health facilities, and roofing applications, including heat cables and snow guards. All right, so I got the caulking gun, I got my knife, we're gonna cut this. You have to use this then to poke through here because there's a seal right there. It has to be poked through in order for it to come out of the tube. One of the things I've got to be careful with is, once this goes down, it's going to squish the adhesive. So if I get it too close to the edges, it's going to squirt out. That's going to ruin everything. So I guess it's just going to have to go right here. And then I'll just gently lay this down. But before I do that, I'm going to have to position this exactly where I want it. Then I'm going to mark it out. This isn't the spot, but I'm going to mark it out exactly with this so that once I get the adhesive on it, I don't have to start fiddling with it. I'll just drop it exactly where it needs to be. And I'll screw this down here. Give it a couple days to dry, I guess, and it's good to go. I'll need to photograph it on the plinth with the plaque, then submit it online to wherever the website is. I'll have to look through this. Okay, it's a juried show, so we'll see if it's accepted. Then we'll move on to the next project.